I think this is the biggest thing as leaders. We have decisions, and we have decisions that we can make all the time. You can make a decision to go, this is all too hard, and I'm just going to focus on the people who I like in the business, and I'm not going to try and grow it, and let's just try and maintain things. Or you can say, you know what, I am up for this, and we can make it bigger and better than we've ever made before. I do have a belief though, which is you have to keep working to expand the surface area so you can come into contact with luck. And luck does play a part in business, but you have to be prepared for it. I decided to simplify things. And one of my favourite quotes is, simplify to amplify. And one thing I had noticed by coming into the business is that you probably needed a Harvard Business MBA to understand what our strategy was. So for me as a leader, what I did and what I'd encourage everyone to do in your business right now, if you're feeling it's not where it needs to get to, is you concentrate on 3 key things, all in this order. First one's retention, which is culture. What's your strategy around retention? Second one is productivity. Third one's recruitment. And as a business leader, I think that no matter where you're at and how you're feeling about where you're at with your business, you can always distill it back to those 3 key things. So this is what I did with regards to retention. I made a commitment to myself to meet every single sales agent in the business every 2 weeks. Now, to give you some context on that, we've got 65 people in the sales side of the business. We've got 124 people in total in the business, 65 are sales agents, the rest are in property management, our creative division, administration, operations, and all that different sort of stuff. And in that time when I went and met with everyone, I heard that question that was up in the panel before was awesome. How's life? It's one of the best questions you can ask your people. How's life? And then you just shut up. And guess what I found in that time, just to add like a little bit more pressure, 4 of the other top agents had already signed contracts with a competitor to leave the business. I was able to save them, so that's all good. But if I hadn't made the decision to just simplify and go out and connect with everyone, I wouldn't have found that out. And what I did find out, there was a lot of great things that everyone loved about the business, a lot of really, really good things. But I also found there was a lot of things that we needed to improve. Next thing, productivity. Your people need to have growth plans, and I'm talking everyone in the business. It's been a big thing that salespeople have been the only people that have been exposed to professional development. And people development, I'm talking about people development, and I'm not talking about training. I'm talking about people development. Everyone in the business needs to have a growth plan. Where are they going? What are their ambitions? And as leaders, a lot of the time we don't like doing that because guess what? Some of our people, their ambition might be, I want to go out and start a business of my own in 3 to 4 years. So we don't like hearing this sort of stuff all the time. Everyone needs a growth plan. And then recruitment. This is one thing that is tough because agent recruitment for leaders is like an agent who doesn't want to pick up the phone and call their database. It is tough. Recruiting people is tough. But if you're not, the best form of defense is offense. I read this great thing on LinkedIn this morning. It was a manifesto that Phil Knight had sent out to all his employees very early on in Nike's development. And it was a manifesto, and on the manifesto was, the best form of defense is offense. And you need to be constantly speaking to people. Now, I'm not saying that you want to go and recruit people constantly because you need to obviously build the business to whatever your infrastructure is. But it is important to understand the talent in your marketplace. So if you do find yourself in a situation where you lose key people, yeah, it hurts. It really hurts. But you don't need to let it hurt as much. I actually think as business leaders, we have to have a coaching mentality. I heard Michael speak about that years ago. It's always stuck with me. It doesn't matter if you're not a full-time real estate coach. I still think you need to have a coaching mentality with your people. So we applied that to the business, and my mission was to help the people that had permanent potential all their career grow. And guess what happened? We got better. Those that know me know that you keep it simple, you give people your time, and you have genuine care factor. It's a big, big thing, team. So the fork in the road was there. We simplified to amplify. We focused on the three key things in retention, productivity, and recruitment, and we started to see momentum. Now, the other thing to think about us as business owners or leaders, we're always looking for the silver bullet. I'm 36 years old. I came into the industry when I was 17. My family owned a business on the Sunshine Coast called Century 21 on Dewporth. And ever since I got into the business and started listening to the Matt Steinwade CDs and all that different sort of stuff, so many people are always looking for the silver bullet for doing things differently, back to the quote I just talked about, rather than being better. Everyone's focused on being different. So for us, it was getting back and just being better, right? It was just about being and getting better. So we're at the fork in the road. Things could have gone either way. We've got a little bit better. What was great, though, was that we're able to bring new people into the business. And, you know, you can have the best CRM. You can have the best photography, the best creativity team. You can have all that different sort of stuff. But unless you have your people humming, your business is nothing. Your business is nothing without your people. And I think sometimes as leaders, we let ego get in the way and we think that the brand is better than the people. You know, like many of you are independents. You think the brand's bigger than the people that are in the business. You're bigger than the people in the business. But at the end of the day, your business is nothing without the people. And the most valuable thing you can give them is your time. And if you can't give them time, you need to find someone else that can give them time. So things start to be able to move forward. Things are tough, but there's always a way out of it, team. You know, one of my biggest things that I keep talking to our leadership team about is, you know, McKinsey's, which are they're a business management consultancy group. They talk about the three horizons, and they talk about the three horizons, where the first horizon is maintaining and trying to solidify your business. Second horizon is actually trying to sort out new frontiers for you as a business, new growth opportunities. And the third wave of the horizon is actually the transformative stage of your business. Now, the challenge is, if you stay too long in one of those three horizons, you actually risk going backwards. We sent a survey out to the entire business and we asked them about the values. We asked them about our current vision. And we asked them key things about the culture that they liked and what they didn't like about the business. And the results were really, really interesting. The results were, they loved the values. We lived by our values. They really liked the culture of the business. They were invested in the business. They loved it. But they were a bit concerned about where we were going. So we decided to embark on a little bit of a journey there. We brought in a management consultant that can help us. And by the way, be very, very careful. If you don't bring in 10 different people into your business to give you 10 different sets of ideas on what you should be doing for your growth, because that's only going to make things a little bit more complicated and you're going to get analysis paralysis. You need to be able to get the right advice at right times. We made the decision to bring in our shareholder group. We've got 8 shareholders in the business, bring in our broader management leadership team, and then go out to our agents. And that took us probably about 10 to 12 meetings. And what we decided was we wanted to have a vision. We wanted to have a future where when the business grew, it meant something to everyone. And I think I know through personal experience with the businesses that I've been involved in the past, so many people have started their journey with regards to their growth ambitions for a couple of reasons. And generally that's all to do with the business owners. What decisions can we make that are going to make it better for the business owners? That's been a big trend over the course of the past 5 to 10 years. How can we scale? How can we grow EBITDA? Who's heard the word EBITDA everywhere in real estate circles in the last 5 to 6 years? Earnings before interest, tax and depreciation. It's basically profit. All these buzzwords that are floating around. And we wanted it to be that if we grow, everyone feels like that they're able to participate in the enjoyment and financial reward of the growth. And our belief was that we couldn't do that if we left Sydney. And we believe that we're quintessentially Sydney. So we doubled down on it. And we arrived at the new vision, which was by 2025, we want to be Sydney's leading property group. Now, But what it does mean is when we want people coming in, jet setting in from New York or jet setting in from London or coming up from Melbourne, they land in Sydney, they think real estate, they think Bressy Whitney, almost like Sydney's estate agent. The subcontext of that was we want to dominate 10 kilometres of the CBD. Now, I'm really big on making decisions as a leader that have a trickle-down effect into your business. Has anyone heard of another buzzword, which is like trickle-down economics? Trickle-down economics, the concept is that you make a decision up here that then trickles down through the rest of the economy. And I think as leaders, we need to think like that with the decisions that we make up here. So what decision can you make up here that trickles down through the rest of your organisation and actually informs and communicates with the rest of your organisation just by saying one thing? We loved the leading property group in Sydney because by saying leading, it meant that we needed to be leading in all aspects of the business. We need to be leading in the way that we deal with our customers. We need to be leading in our professional development for our people. We need to be leading with our creativity. We need to be leading at the front desk with the way that we're greeting people that come into the business. And that really informed our decisions from there. The next thing that we decided on was that we wanted to be leading within 10 kilometres of the CBD, which meant there was a few things we needed to do. We need to say no to Byron Bay, we need to say no to Wollongong, we need to say yes to the Lower North Shore, and we need to say yes to Bondi Beach. Because right now we're a business that is number one market share in roughly around 18 to 20 suburbs within that 10 kilometre radius of the CBD, but there's a number of key markets that we're not in. And that therefore meant it just drove complete clarity in the business in terms of where we're going to go. And I'd encourage all of you, if you've got a leadership team or if it's just you and one other that's doing the leadership in your business, without talking to others, get everyone to write down what they feel the business is doing over the course of the next 5 years in your own organisation. And you'll be surprised to find out different people have different opinions on where you're going as a business.